taking the pledge to stay dry.
I'm packing up my alcohol for the month of January.
I love a good cocktail, but I'm putting my drinks away for the month of January.
So one of the reasons I've decided to go dry this January is because I want to push myself a little bit out of my comfort zone.
I'm participating in Dry January this month because in 2022, I hope to be the best version of myself.
A few of the people taking the Dry January pledge this year, the annual challenge to give up alcohol for the first month of the year. Dr. Jen Ashton has done it for several years, doing it again. She's back right now with some tips. Give us your reaction to those just now.
I loved it. I mean, of course, in my house, I call it Dry January. You see what I did there? But I love, especially the one that says doing it as just a wellness challenge, a mental challenge. I love that.
And one of the little tips you have is
get it out of the eye
there.
line. We saw someone there with a suitcase. I think pouring it down the drain is a little excessive and wasteful. But yeah, you know, like lock it up. You know, we have this nice locker here. You certainly don't need one in your house, but if you don't see it, you might not be thinking about it. Mine personally, I didn't feel the need to get out of my eyesight, but everyone needs to find their own way. So whether it's locking it up, pouring it out, putting it under the cabinet, putting it in a bag or a closet, you know, do what works for you, because no one knows what your challenge will be better than you do.
What are the keys to making this work?
I think the first one that I learned is actually recruiting a community, and nowhere better to do that than with our devices, right? Social media, do a video log, chart your progress, your feelings about doing this, the ups and downs, the little slip-ups. And again, this is not for sobriety or abstinence. This is no different than, you know, a steps challenge. It just happens to be for alcohol consumption. And when you compare that to a community or your peer group, I think it can be really empowering and interesting. And again, the curiosity in self with this whole process, to me, is the interesting part of it.
4 days in, what's the toughest part generally in your experience?
I think being in situations where you are confronted with just how automatic and rote our alcohol consumption is in a social context. You know, you sit down at your dinner table or you sit down with friends and immediately there's a cocktail in front of you or a glass of wine. It's so automatic that sometimes you actually will ask yourself, I don't even really want this, or I didn't even order this. And so that awareness, I think, is one of the most interesting parts. The physical and psychological benefits that you will see almost immediately are obviously
So you
as
definitely
interesting.
see changes every year.
I see changes and I feel changes. And even now that we're just a few days in, to me, this is a dry month. So, you know, it's not an option. I'm not even thinking about it, which, again, I find incredibly interesting. If you go at this with yourself as a science experiment, I think it is so much more interesting and people will learn so much. And again, it's not about perfection. It's really about the process.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.